Good morning, everyone. We have got so much to catch up on. I don't even know where to begin. This past month has been the most insane month just ever. I've honestly missed you so much. In the past 2.5 years of being on YouTube, I've never really had any proper time off. I think I've had maybe 1 week here and there, and I have absolutely hated not being able to talk to you and just tell you everything that's going on. I mean, I'm getting married. Shall we start with that? I'm getting married. I am going to be a wife. I cannot believe it. I'm going to have to sit down with a big cup of tea and just tell you all of the details about the engagement, because it was honestly perfect. By the way, I feel like I might be possibly coming down with something, which is not what we need in January, is it? But that's why my voice sounds a bit weird. I've just got myself a turmeric latte and then this little protein smoothie for after the gym. So don't mind me just having a sip every now and then. This is so good. The place where I get this from, I'm actually going to go here for brunch with my mum later. It's the Garden Eatery, and it's just the one that's really local to us, so you'll see me there all the time. But their turmeric lattes are so good, and I actually watched her make it today, and it's because they have like a fresh bottle of like the turmeric mix with the cayenne pepper and the ginger and everything. It's almost like a juice in a bottle that they've obviously homemade because they make everything there. And then the milk that they use is the Rude Health organic one that doesn't have any oils in and stuff. So it's just my dream. So I guess that's the first piece of big news, but I feel like I've spoken about it so much on Instagram, and I'm actually sharing like the little daily vlogs of our engagement on TikTok at the moment. So if you have TikTok, I'm doing them over there because I'm trying to use TikTok a little bit more this year. Never really gotten into it, never really used it properly, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to be a wife, probably not in 2024 though, because I feel like we have so much going on already this year that adding a wedding into the mix might just tip me fully over the edge. The crazy part is that that's actually not the biggest thing that we have going on at the moment, and I'm not sure if whether when you see this the like news about everything that's been going on will be out there or not, but that is all actually happening now tomorrow, which is insane. So by next week I'll be able to really openly talk about it, because I know I've been kind of alluding to it for the past sort of at least a month. When I can talk about it, it will all make sense, but that's the reason I've not been here. But all of that aside, with it being a whole new year, with it being 2024 and being January, I really just wanted to share a few things today that I have either bought for the new year, or new sort of habits I'm trying to incorporate, or how my routines have changed a little bit. But on the whole, my kind of plan for January, or really hopefully fingers crossed for the rest of the year, is to really go back to those principles that we were talking about in my Becoming Her series, which happened last year. I think about was it summer or autumn last year? We did a whole Becoming Her series. I will link the video down below, and I will also link our Facebook group, because we have a really lovely community on Facebook all around the Becoming Her challenge that we did last year. So for me, I would say my priority this January is to really get back to those 10 sort of little daily habits, because when we did that 6-week challenge, I have honestly never felt better, and I just really feel like those 10 things set you up so well to just be and feel like the best version of yourself. But then December happened, and December is a month of fun and celebrations. It's got my birthday, it's got Christmas, and then we've had all this life stuff going on and an engagement to celebrate. So they all went firmly out the window. So I feel like January for me is all about getting back on track with them. With that being said, I rewrote them down in my phone to remind me for this year, so I'll quickly read them to you. Waking up early enough to have a head start on the day, no phone before 9 AM or after 9 PM, read 10 pages of a book every day, get ready for the day within the first hour after waking up, do 8 to 10,000 steps, drink 2 litres of water, exercise, tidy or reset or organise for 30 minutes a day, have some time in the day for just kind of silent reflection. It doesn't have to be meditation, it's just basically reminding myself to not always be looking at a phone, looking at screen, writing something down, doing something, just some quiet kind of peaceful moments in the day, and then making sure that I plan out each day. So one of the things I've already found so helpful this year is my new morning routine that you kind of saw snippets of this morning. But when I structure my morning like I did this morning, I managed to tick so many of the things off that list before I've even really gotten into my day, because I have to wake up early to fit the gym in before I start work, and then I don't go on my phone before 9 AM because I'm getting ready for the day, which also ticks the getting ready for the day as soon as you wake up kind of thing. And then after the gym, I also just jump straight in the shower and get fully ready for my working day. And I've also ticked off exercise. My gym has like a little sort of restaurant-y cafe area to it where they do like protein smoothies, they do breakfast, they do coffees and teas. So every day I've been going into that little area, having a smoothie, having a cup of tea, and then planning my day with my new planner, which is one of the things I really, really wanted to show you because I've been absolutely loving this. But I feel like when we get home, I'll take you through this properly because I'm getting cold sitting in my car without my engine on. But yeah, you can definitely see why what you do with that first sort of hour, 2 hours of your morning really sets you up for the day. Like I said, my mum is here today, so I'm going to pop out and get some sort of brunchy lunch with her in a minute to go back to this place where I got my turmeric latte from. So they're going to think I'm insane in here. I do go in probably way more than I should, but it's right on our doorstep. So, right. Let me get the show on the road, and I can also show you my new wardrobe room that's nearly done when we get home, and there's just all the updates. So let's get going. Okay, definitely very much a work in progress, as you can see, but welcome, finally welcome to my wardrobe room. Very, very, very soon, as soon as next week. I think this will be completely finished by the time you see me next Sunday, so I'll give you a proper wardrobe tour. We're really, really getting there, and I've started sort of playing around with where I want to keep things in here and just hanging a few things up to start to get an idea. But basically behind me is one wall of wardrobes, and then I've got this many again going round the corner on the side here, but then I also have to put the lights in the wardrobes. And then on this side I've got my mirror, which has still got a big box with a different mirror behind it that needs to go, and then behind you I really want to put like a little desk area so that I've got somewhere to do my makeup and all of that stuff. But I am so happy with it so far. It's just an IKEA pack system, but what I did was I kind of two-toned, I don't know if that's a thing, but I kind of two-toned the colours. So I've got the beige carcasses and then the wooden drawers and shelves, which I personally love because I feel like it's just a little bit different. I cannot wait to be properly sorted and organised in here because this really feeds into my little daily habit, the 30-minute one about kind of organising, resetting, tidying, cleaning. Because when I read Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying, one of the key points she made was that it's really, really important that no matter how much stuff you have, everything needs to have its place. And until now, nothing has had its place for me in this house. Like, I have had clothes in almost every room of the house, under beds, in Kenny's wardrobe, just everywhere. So it's so nice now to have everything in one place. And I've even got my hair tools and just all of my overflow beauty products and things that are still in boxes. So it's the dream. Let me just tilt you around so you can kind of see, because we're missing a unit for this gap here because it was out of stock, but when that comes in, that will be the corner unit, which will then just attach to this unit, and then I'll have the units down this side as well, which will have things like my coats and my shoes and all of that sort of stuff. And in the corner unit there'll be like little drawers for my underwear, which is just my dream. I know it sounds so basic, but just having separate drawers for your pants, socks, tights, all of those things, living the dream. Because at the moment I've got them all crammed into one very, very, very full drawer. It's not been working for me, it just has not been working. I'm really excited about this room because I just feel like it'll unlock a new level of being able to be properly organised. And there's nothing nicer than that feeling of just knowing where everything is, and when you get ready in the morning, you can see all of your clothes. There's no sort of digging through piles of clothes and trying to find stuff. So thought I'd give you that quick update. And I promise it will look much prettier in here by the next time you see it and it's all finished. I've just made myself a bit of a late lunch just with some brown rice pasta that we had left in the fridge, and then I've thrown in some chickpeas, some of this Dalesford vegan pesto, and then there's some rainbow chard and some tomatoes in there. But what I wanted to show you was we just got these 2 deliveries, and these are 2 really lovely deliveries of products that I use all of the time. This first one is such a full circle moment because most of you will know that I have basically talked about Deliciously Ella almost every video for the last 2 years because I really love her recipes and I use a lot of her recipes. And they reached out to ask if I would like her new recipe book. I don't think I've ever replied to a message quite so quickly. So they sent me her new recipe book, which we'll have a flick through in a second, and then just loads of goodies from her plants range. So we've got some spinach pasta, we have got a chocolate hazelnut spread. I guess that's kind of like a Nutella sort of alternative. We've got some creamy peanut butter. We've got 2 different types of pesto. Kombucha, a little cap, which I'll probably wear on every dog walk from now on. Some of these peanut butter and oat bars, and then apple raisin and oat bars. These are so good for on the go. And then chocolate covered peanuts and some chocolate. I always buy this chocolate. So we've got the roasted hazelnut one, and then salted dark chocolate, and then some of the little almond caramel cups. But I was so excited by this because I honestly cannot recommend Deliciously Ella's recipes enough. She also has an app that you can use, but there's just something about having a recipe book, isn't there? And I can pop this on the shelf in here. But Deliciously Ella is all about cooking with whole foods. So it's all plant-based, but none of it's kind of using meat alternatives. It's all very homemade, which I really like. And sometimes a recipe book is just what you need when you're a little bit stuck for inspiration. And lots of the dishes that I make every day are kind of adapted from her recipes. I'm really excited to get stuck into this. And then the other delivery that we got, let me just pop this to one side. So this is our regular delivery. I think we get about one a month, maybe one every couple of months from Hip Hop, which is this gorgeous kombucha brand. So we are big kombucha drinkers in this house because we don't really drink alcohol apart from sort of on special occasions or like maybe for a date night or something. And then we never drink sort of anything like Coke or lemonade or anything like that, because obviously I'm super into gut health and just all things sort of nutrition, and Kenny's an athlete, so kombucha is our kind of go-to if we want to drink something that's not just water or tea. Obviously I drink non-stop tea. And Hip Hop send us these little packages, and this one looks like a special one. So what is this all about? Is there a new flavour or is it just special for the new year? What do we have? We have got ginger and turmeric, which is always a favourite, pink grapefruit, and I think tropical peach is the other one. We have our favourite flavours in this house and we have to ration them out so that Kenny and I don't fight about someone having the last one. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you them. And now I'm going to have a few spoonfuls of my lunch before it goes cold. Very grateful for them because they are 2 deliveries from 2 brands that we genuinely love and buy ourselves and always eat/drink. I'm gonna go and actually eat my lunch now. It is cup of tea and chill time. This cup really makes me laugh. Look, it says, I'm the first child, I make the rules. And my parents got my sister and I one each of these, and mine says this and my sister's says something like, I'm the second child, I break the rules. And it just made us laugh because it's such an accurate depiction of the dynamics in our family. I definitely have all of the stereotypes of the oldest daughter. That just really made us laugh on Christmas. They're also the perfect cup of tea size and the perfect like mug thickness for a cup of tea, so I've been using it every day. Anyway, I thought while I have my cup of tea, I would talk about a couple of the bits I got for Christmas that are quite relevant to these sort of 10 daily habits that we're talking about, and to just feeling like the best version of ourselves this year. One of which I've been wearing all day, which is my Whoop. This was a present from my family, and my sister has a Whoop and she loves it. And if you don't know what a Whoop is, it's basically like a wearable tracker device thing, and I would say it mainly focuses on your sleep health, your workouts, your recovery, your stress levels and things like that. Just basically it's an overall sort of well-being tracker. But for me, I would say the main thing I was interested in is tracking my sleep health, because I have never thought I am someone that has a problem with sleep. I get into bed, I sleep pretty easily, never really thought I woke up that much in the night. and yeah, just thought I didn't have a problem with sleep. But then I am also that person that always moans about being tired. It gets to about 3 in the afternoon and I have such a dip in my energy levels. So I was really intrigued to get Whoop and just have something that actually tracks my sleep and can give me a better picture of what's actually going on throughout the night, and whether there are any kind of lifestyle changes that I should make to help my sleep improve and that sort of thing. But definitely already I can see that although I might be getting roughly 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, they are all very different in terms of my sleep quality and therefore how I feel the next day. And what I love about Whoop, and I think this was the thing that really sold it to me in the end, was that every morning when you wake up you have your Whoop journal, which is basically a set of questions that are tailored to you, that ask you all about everything that happened the day before and gives you an insight into what might be impacting your sleep. So it might ask you things like, did you view a screen in bed before you went to sleep? If so, what time and for how long? Did you drink any alcohol? Did you eat really close to bedtime? So you can start to build a picture of what you should and shouldn't be doing in kind of your nighttime routine and even your morning routine to enable you to get the best sleep and therefore have the most productive day following that. And it also does take into account your strain for the day, which is kind of like the stress on your body, which can come from like mental stress, so the bad kind of stress, the kind of stress where you've just had a really rubbish day at work, but it also includes the strain on your body from when you do a workout, which is obviously like a positive type of strain on your body. But it gives you an indication of whether you're doing too much versus how much rest you're getting, or whether you should be exercising more, or whether you've got perfect balance. So that's definitely one thing that's going to help me just improve just my overall well-being. While we're on a roll of talking about Christmas presents, just thought we'd quickly pop upstairs to the room that my parents are staying in so I can find the book that I gave Dad for Christmas. Let me just put that. Actually, that's a bit precarious, isn't it? Put that down there for a second so I can actually open the door. I've just propped you up on the stairs to talk to you about it. It might be a bit echo actually because the ceilings are so high in this hallway, but right next to Dad's bed, because he has been reading it, is the book that I bought him for Christmas. It is called How Not to Age by Michael Greger. I am a big Michael Greger fan. He pretty much taught me all of the basics, all of the fundamentals that I believe about nutrition. I read his book How Not to Die and actually made a whole video pretty much based around that book, which is also pretty much what started my YouTube channel. But yes, he wrote a really amazing book called How Not to Die, which taught me so much about food and nutrition. And if you have not read that, I would highly recommend it. It's on my Amazon storefront. I will put a link to that. But yeah, that's a really good place to start. But now he's released a book called How Not to Age. And my parents are of an age where they're really kind of tuned into everything that they can do to just be the healthiest versions of themselves. So when I saw this, I thought this is definitely one for Dad. And sure enough, he has been reading it every day because my parents are staying with us at the moment and they've been here for a little while, which will make more sense when I can tell you everything that's been going on next week. But it's been really nice having them here. And while they've been here, every single morning I go down for breakfast and my dad wakes up super early, so he's always down there. And he can't wait to tell me what he's read that day in this book. There's a new fact every single day and it sounds honestly fascinating. So best believe as soon as Dad is done reading this book, I will be the next person in line. I just wanted to recommend that to you because I don't think it's only relevant if you are someone of my parents' age. I feel like this again just goes over the absolute fundamentals to do with nutrition and your health and your well-being, and it's got so many facts in here that I just find fascinating. So sorry, my camera just turned off, but we're back. And what I was saying was there are so many interesting little facts in here. Like one of the facts that my dad told me, which is not super relevant to me personally because I don't really drink coffee or very rarely drink coffee, but one of the things he learned, because my dad drinks a lot of coffee, is that obviously coffee has loads of health benefits, but if you drink your coffee with regular milk, the proteins in the milk do something to kind of the beneficial properties of the coffee so that you don't actually get any of those benefits. It binds to them or something and then bypasses your system. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I thought that was fascinating. So that's relevant if you have your coffee with cow's milk, which obviously I don't do anyway, but also soy milk. Soy milk's high in protein as well, but he said that oat milk is fine, almond milk is fine, rice milk is fine. And on the point of oat milk, because this is something I keep seeing coming up, it's kind of like a new movement or new trending thing online that oat milk's super bad for you, which is only the case because of certain brands that use things like sunflower oil and some sort of like thickening agents and gums and certain things like that, which are not particularly good, or any brands that sweeten their oat milk, which is totally unnecessary. But if you buy organic oat milk that has got nothing added to it, so I think our oat milk downstairs is water, oats, and maybe some salt. I think it might have salt in. And we buy the Oatly organic one. It's the barista version, which is the one that everyone loves and all the coffee shops use. Does have sunflower oil in. So that's probably part of the reason that oat milk's getting this bad reputation for being inflammatory. It's not the oat milk, it's the oils in certain oat milks that are inflammatory. So it's really worth doing your research and reading the ingredients, especially for the milks that you keep in your house and use every day, because having whatever coffee you like sort of once a week when you're out is not going to do any harm. For example, my dad has started drinking hibiscus tea, which is something that he's read in here. I can't quite remember what the benefits were, but he's gone from having no tea ever to drinking about 3 cups of hibiscus tea a day because he's read it in this book. So it's definitely having an impact on him. I think I might read a few pages now actually while my parents are out. Also, excuse the state of our hallways. Kenny is packing here, and then this was in my wardrobe room, so now we just need to probably get rid of this, I think, or sell it on or give it away on Facebook Marketplace or something. But yeah, I feel like I might actually sit here and read a few pages. There are a few books here actually that my sister gave me over Christmas as well. I don't know whether they're ones she's read and is finished with or where they've come from, but I've heard a lot about that Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and actually this one, The Girl with the Louding Voice. I think that's meant to be really, really good as well. So there are a few books that I'd forgotten about. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, it's a feminist guide to investing. Is this a hint that I shouldn't be spending all my money on clothes and handbags? I'm not sure. But at least I've got a few more now on my reading list. I thought now that we're home, I would take you through my planner. It's from a brand called Carrie & Co. My friend Alana used this one last year and absolutely loved it. I know she's got it again for this year. So I took her recommendation and so far I'm absolutely loving it. First of all, just look at the thickness of this. And the reason for that is because it's a day-by-day planner with time slots, which is pretty much the only planner I ever want to use. I love an hourly kind of schedule sort of thing to each of my days. It really helps me to structure my days and get the most out of them. I'll take you off here in a minute and show you through the planner properly. But just to talk to you about what's at the beginning of the planner, because this is really set up for people who have big goals, things they want to achieve, and also for people who own their own business and entrepreneurs and that sort of thing. So at the beginning of the planner, there is a whole section all about reviewing the year that has just been, so 2023, which I've filled out, and it's things like, what did you achieve? What did you do in order to achieve those things? What have I written down here? Things like being consistent, dedication. I put attending more events to meet more people, because one of my achievements that I wrote down for 2023, which I think is a really lovely achievement, is making more friends, because yeah, I made some really good friends like Alana, for example, my friend Alex, and it's really, really lovely to have friends who do the same sort of thing as you as well. So I actually just came back from a little weekend away with Alana and Alex, which was really lovely. We took all the dogs and it was really nice. So, and then another thing I wrote on the list of what I did to achieve these things was having self-belief and putting 110% effort in. And then you move on to talk about your 2024 goals and the steps that you need to take to make those things happen. But one of the big things is making these 10 daily habits sort of like a lifestyle. I feel like if I can stick to the routine that I've been in recently and make that last throughout the whole year, then that will really set me up with a good chance of achieving the things I want to achieve this year. But yeah, that's the whole front section of the planner. Let me actually show you up close. Here she is. I am absolutely obsessed with it. So one of the things I love most about this is I really love a daily planner. If I can sit in the morning or even the night before and plan out hour by hour how I'm going to spend my day, I just feel like I get so much more done and so much more out of my day. And even I get more free time because I've used my working hours more productively, and then I actually can have my evenings off, which I love. And then this one also has your top goals for the day, which helps me to just sort of structure my main focus points. And then I use this bit here which says make a note to do kind of a to-do list. So that's the main sort of body of the journal. But then every month there are these review pages where I ask you questions like, what are you grateful for this month? What was your biggest achievement? Was there anything you wanted to achieve and you didn't? There's also a weekly planner at the start of every week, so you can kind of get a bit of an overview of your week. But then at the start of every month, there's also your top goals for that month, and then it asks you, how do you want to feel this month? So I've written accomplished, committed, and energized. So yeah, so far I'm absolutely loving this, and obviously it's really helping me to achieve that goal of staying organized and planning out my days and having that structure in my life. So really, really, really happy with this. We've just finished up having a big family dinner. We just had one of those dinners this evening that was kind of like a bit of a throw everything that you've got in the fridge sort of dinner. So we had some red lentil pasta with the pesto from the Deliciously Ella box actually, and then some veggies and tofu and all of that kind of stuff. My dad cooked it for us. But sometimes those dinners turn out to be the best kind of dinners. And now I am going to get myself a shower. I'm really determined that if I take all my vitamins this evening, I get an early night like my Whoop is telling me to do, then hopefully I wake up tomorrow morning feeling better, not worse. That's the goal. I will sit down, I promise, and give you the full engagement story at some point, but I kind of feel like I might as well give you the engagement story and the whole life update situation all in one video, because it all kind of makes sense together in a way. So I will do that as soon as I can. But thank you so much for being here. Let me know what you'd like to see over the next few weeks or even this year or just this month, and I will catch up with you next Sunday. Bye guys.